I have returned once again to actually deliver another stream of JoJo Part 5 Golden Wind. We're good to go, we're good to go, we're good to go. So, yes, actually, I've returned to actually cover episode 18 of JoJo Part 5 Golden Wind. As we know, episode 17 was the creepiest episode of Part 5 thus far. Because Malonia's arc actually has kind of always been that kind of creepy, like, ooh, it's just, it sends that shivers down your spine. It's kind of very much more horror-esque than the previous arcs, really, in a way. It's kind of got its own sense of like horror to it. It's actually a very interesting arc. I mean, it actually kind of ended on the actual fight itself, actually, to see what actually doesn't really happen after this. And yeah, I mean, the arc, I believe, after this point is actually really freaking good as well, because it kind of heads into the actual, like, the major part of Part 5, really. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to actually see how they adapt the next arc as well, and actually then the subsequent arcs after that point, because, oh, it's gonna be the arcs to end all arcs, really. So anyway, it's actually planning to actually go live, episode 18 of JoJo Part 5. So, go live for JoJo Part 5, episode 18. And with that, and with that, and with that, are we good to go? On that front, we most certainly are. Good to go. On this front, we certainly are not. Twitch, what are you doing? There we go. It's working now. Twitch is actually now working. It's not betraying me just yet. So, anyhow, it's actually put into full screen. Actually get a show on the road. So, in 3, 2, 1, let's start this thing absolutely now. I mean, honestly, all this time we've got risotto so far is amazing. I love it so much. It kind of makes JoJo Part 5, the anime, its own kind of thing, if you get what I mean. Like, it kind of, it adapts it, but it does it in its own kind of way, and I actually kind of like that about it. Like, it's one of those things that the additions actually made to the show so far all actually work in conjunction to actually make the world itself feel more fleshed out. Because not as if the manga actually doesn't do a good job of actually fleshing the world out, does a perfect job of doing it. But the way the actual anime is doing it, it just makes everything feel just that a bit better, I think. It's actually really well done. Because we actually got so much more time with the actual La Squadra as well, because then we actually kind of got so much, we got to actually learn so much more about them and actually how they work, and actually then going into the fights themselves, you know a little bit about who they are. I mean, doing so makes the whole entire thing a little bit better, I think. That's why I always kind of respect this actual anime, because it actually did a really good job actually kind of just fleshing out certain things. Though I do wonder, we're actually going to see the big man himself as well, because I believe, if I remember correctly, is there 2 arcs until the big man himself appears? Is it 2 arcs, I believe, at this point? I always will respect that also the transitions the show also has as well. The transitions are amazing. You said it. This is like the most JoJo thing ever. I love it so much. It's like the most elaborate thing ever, but it works so goddamn well. I love how calm Bruno actually is. He's just like, oh yeah, I was inside the table this whole entire time, but it's okay, I'm fine. Okay, they actually done Giorgio so goddamn well as well. They actually voice cast him perfectly as well. Like his voice actor fits him so perfectly. Oh man, Malone is so creepy. I'm so thankful for that snake. Bucky's still asleep. It's like, oh, I'm awake now. I love how in those two frames he was asleep, awake, asleep, and now awake again. He's so unbelievably cute. I love him. Even the death scenes are quite stylized as well. It's actually kind of cool. Was that the man himself? Was that the man himself? Uh-oh. I still actually can't believe how well actually done him so much so far. It's absolutely perfect. Also, as established beforehand, the actual stand users get even more terrifying as time goes on. Oh, that color palette change as well. Oh, lads, it's beautiful. I like it. 100%. 100% out of 10. 100% out of 10. That's how good it is. I even made a new kind of numerical system to actually establish how much I like it. Oh my god, I remember this now. Oh, I remember why I love this arc so much. There's no other person actually could do that as well as he could, to be honest. The voice actor's actually perfect for him. The boys on skates. The boys on skates. Oh, I love this show so much. It's so freaking good, this show. I love that frame so much. It's just them going, ah! It's like an action movie. Like when they go into an action movie and they're actually like, oh my god, if they go into the water, same exact thing. That was good. That was good. I mean, aside from the whole arc itself, I just kind of like the fact that it's got some more Risotto time as well, because Risotto is just, he's buonissimo. It's buonissimo. I love that. I love that arc as well. Later on, it's just buonissimo, buonissimo. Yeah, but Giorgio is great as well, though. Giorgio is fantastic. He's just, I love how well they actually adapted his like rant as well. The rant was fantastic. Because one of those things, actually one of the crowning achievements of his characters, that whole entire rant, and it's just, there's no one else that could have done his voice better than the guy who actually did his voice in this episode. I mean, if I remember correctly, he's actually Bakugo's voice actor from MHA, so it's just, it perfectly fits. It fits so perfectly. I love it. It's just, he has the right amount of kind of like rage in his voice. It actually kind of makes it seem like, yes, he can in theory do it. And he does do it so perfectly. Like, it's just, they cast him so perfectly in the show. I can't actually argue with them. Like, so far, every single person who's been casted for a character in JoJo has been perfect so far. The only one I'm actually waiting for is the big man himself, whether or not actually will keep the original voice actor, or whether they'll not change him. White Ice. What's Giorgio's actual stand called? I can't remember. What is it? I can't remember the stand's name. Oh, White Album. Of course it is. I thought White Album was later. Is that White Album later, or is it now? White Ice. That's even better. I love it. That's not it's actually, if that's actually his fan's name, which I hope it actually is. That's just 10 points for that one. 10 points. I've been loving the actual changes in the name so far. Like, I didn't think anything would top Zipperman or the Grateful Death. Was it Grateful Death? Yeah, Grateful Death it was, I believe. That's just, if that's actually the stand, is that actually what they call it? Is there a localized name for it yet? They have to have called it that, please. Oh no, there's still no name for it just yet. They haven't updated the name yet, so I actually don't know. But if it is, 10 points. That's amazing. I love it. So yes, I mean, God, the episode was good. Because as I said beforehand, I said during the opening of the stream, how they've actually kind of done the whole Squadra section of this whole entire show really does make it seem as if they're a kind of force to be reckoned with, rather than just being a standard kind of JoJo minor villain before the actual villain actually appears. Like always happens beforehand in many parts of JoJo. Here they actually take on kind of a mantle that actually doesn't really make them seem as if they actually kind of are this. They're a person that you shouldn't really. They're not a person. They're a group of people that you shouldn't really kind of be messing with. And actually, it's kind of cool because each time we get to see them, we get to learn a little bit more about them, how they work, and actually how they see one another. And in doing so, it kind of makes you kind of go, yes, I actually know who these people are. It makes the fights themselves seem a bit more kind of like. Bit more fleshed out than just being a minor villain fight. It's just like, yeah, they actually are doing something. They actually are people that actually are fighting for kind of their own cause in a way. It's one of those things that actually kind of do very enjoy about this part so far, is the way they've actually kind of gone about characterizing the actual villains. Because it makes them seem as if they're actually kind of more than what they are normally in the JoJo part, because JoJo always kind of makes them seem as if they're just very minor, and they actually get to the actual big dude himself, and actually then it's like, ooh. But now you're actually kind of getting the whole entire idea that everything beforehand is even better. It's one of those things, it just, it makes the whole entire experience just so much better. So I actually wonder how they will actually adapt the big man himself. I'm actually kind of, I'm waiting for that, because it's one of the crucial parts for me, actually how well they actually will adapt him. But I mean, yeah, how they've done the Squadra so far is just fantastic. I must say, I just can't get past how well they've done it, because it's just every single moment I'm just like, yes, more risotto, thank the Lord. And actually, then when we got to see more of them to actually kind of interact with one another, it makes them seem like they're actually a team, if you get what I mean. They're like a Hitman team. It's one of those things that just kind of makes everything just more fleshed out. And I actually really like that. It kind of makes you kind of go, yes, there actually are people. There actually are villains. There actually are people that go against our protagonists, rather than just being there. And it's one of those things, it's an achievement how well they've actually done it so far, and actually just respect them for it, because it's so fantastic. But yeah, I mean, also, the return of my boy Abakio is back this week as well. The boy who sleeps all the time, he is back. I'm like, yes, my lad, he's back. And he's still hot as all hell as well, so there's that. So, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things that, this arc is very crazy. Like, this arc is very, I mean, the subsequent arcs of the whole entire point are crazy as hell anyway, but this arc is just unbelievably crazy. I just love it so much. It's one of those ones that, again, it's one of those, arcs that proves how much of a kind of force the actual stand users are in this part as well. They're not just kind of stand users that can very be like taken out with one punch. No, they actually are proven to be kind of difficult for the protagonists. In this part, they actually kind of got to see they actually have to like literally dive into a ravine as well. At one point, it's one of those things. It's just, there are a force to be reckoned with, and they actually don't give up. It's one of those things. It's actually quite enjoyable to watch how they have to actually get out of this. It's not just a stand user of the week anymore. It's actually a villain you actually want to see how they actually get out of it. It's one of those things. It's so well done. This whole entire part so far is well done. Actually, how well they've done everything just proves this whole entire idea. And the animation is just fantastic as well. The use of CG is actually really good in this episode as well. Really did like that. But yeah, I mean, just Giorgio is fantastic. I can't get past how well they've actually adapted him. I'm just like, yes, thank the Lord. Thank the absolute Lord we actually got this boy in this part as well. Just adapted as well, because it's so good. It's just so good. So yeah, I mean, I believe we actually got a tease for the big man himself as well, to be honest. I actually believe we got a tease for him as well. I'm trying to remember if we actually got a tease for him beforehand, the manga, at that point, because I don't think we did. I think the only tease we got for him is like a little bit later. I don't remember there being a part beforehand, because we got to see him in that kind of state do we actually get that in the manga? Actually, the more I think about it, it's been like 2 years since I actually read it at this point. So those things of like, do I remember seeing him back then? I can't remember, but I know we actually get it just a little bit later. But it's one of those things. If they actually added that in, it's actually a really nice use of the whole entire scene, because it kind of sets the whole entire thing up for the rest of the whole entire narrative. It actually kind of then sets up the actual kind of, in a way, the actual, I guess, the gravitas of the whole entire part as well, really, because now it's actually kind of the big part of the part. It's actually like, wow, okay, there's actually a lot going on here. It's not just them getting somewhere, there's actually a lot more going on. It's actually just kind of cool. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see how well they actually does the rest of it. So yes, that is me enough for today. That is what you have enjoyed this whole entire show as a whole on Twitch. Then do leave a good old follow, because indeed there's something quite a bit. If you have enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does something quite a bit. If you haven't enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to stay a bit longer, then do indeed leave a sub, because indeed there's something quite a bit. And if you want to stay a little bit longer after the whole entire point, then do in fury follow me on Twitter, because indeed there's something quite a bit. On Twitter, you actually will then know the streams go live, and the streams I do as well. And also, you actually don't have a Twitter account, but do in Discord as well. I do have one of those, because I do have Discord server as well. Actually, in Fury the streams go live. The streams I do as well. Do indeed join that as well. But also, until next time, we're episode 19 of JoJo Part 5 Gone on Wind. I've indeed been a driver, and I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.